It's Tuesday. I hope your week is off to a great start. A very nostalgic LEGO build coming to you today on Brickscale Studio. I mentioned a nostalgic LEGO build in the opening, and yes, we are doing the Gizmo Buildable figure. This set, it's really, okay, spoiler alert, it is really cute. I don't know how familiar you are with the movie Gremlins. It came out when I was a kid. I saw it in the theater a couple of times. I think we had it on VHS when I was at home, just a wonderful movie. Gosh, I remember it so fondly. And Gizmo, of course, is just the cutest thing. But, there's the rules. You have to follow the rules. Keep them away from bright light. Don't feed them after midnight. And don't get them wet. Of course, in the movie, they break all the rules. So you'll have to check it out if you haven't. But let's get into this build, and then we can talk about it afterward. All right, here we are with the Gizmo set. This is LEGO Ideas set 21361 with 1,125 pieces. Haha, super excited. Let's crack this open and see what we've got. All right, let me get this organized and I will be right back. All right, there were 10 numbered bags, all of them plastic, and then the manual was just loose in the box. So opening this up, we get our QR code. Remember, you can get your electronic instructions and register your set for your 20 points. So here we have information on the fan designer. Here's some information on the LEGO designers. And then we just get right into this build. So let's get into bag number 1. All right, that's the end of bag number 1. So this is what we have. So I'm not sure if this is meant to be his heart, maybe. But it looks like we're setting this up with all of these studs here to employ the SNOT technique for the outside. So we'll put tiles on there so it'll be studs not on top, so it'll be all smooth surface. But this is the start. Let's move on to bag number 2. Okay, that is the end of bag number 2. So maybe looking a little more like Gizmo. We just keep building up. So see what I mean with all these studs facing out, we were able to attach this smooth studs not on top panel. So that's it for bag 2. Let's move on to bag number 3. All right, that is the end of bag number 3. So yeah, definitely we can kind of see Gizmo coming together. So here is where we have a choice. So you can have Gizmo standing up or sitting down, and you can have either or. It's not posable, so you can't build it and then move the legs. You have to either build it in the standing position or build it in the sitting position. So in the manual, if we are doing the standing, we just turn the page. And if we are doing the sitting, we turn to page 96 and start from there. I'm very curious, though, if we go to 96, are we still in bag 4? Yeah, we're still in bag 4. But that's crazy. We're skipping 31 pages. I would like to have mine in standing mode rather than sitting, so I am going to just turn the page and move right on to bag number 4. All right, that is it for bag 4, and we still have all these parts left that we are not using. When I did flip ahead a little bit to page 96, and yeah, we definitely use way different parts if you're starting on 96. But now I will set those parts aside and we will move on to bag number 5. All right, that's the end of bag 5. And again, we have some extra parts left over. But there is Gizmo standing up. And it's super cute. Gizmo has little toe beans. So that's cool. All right, so on to bag number 6. All right, that is the end of bag 6. So we have the arms on now. So the next 3 bags, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 bags, we're going to be working on the head. So let's get into bag number 7. Okay, that is the end of bag 7. So that is the start of Gizmo's face. So let's move on to bag number 8. the end of bag number 8. So let's move on to bag number 9. All right, that is the end of bag 10. Or, I'm sorry, the end of bag 9. So we've got Gizmo's cute little face here. And so I believe bag 10 will be all about the ears. So let's get into bag 10. All right, so there is the finished Gizmo. And he's got his little 3D glasses. And there's like a little water drop that you can put on the back here. But obviously we do not want to get them wet, so I don't know why they're even giving us the water. All right, so let's turn the camera around and we'll take a closer look. So here is the finished Gizmo. All in all, I think it's a great set. It's very cute, for sure. The one thing that kind of annoyed me about it is that you have to decide early on whether you want a standing or a sitting. And it's not just a matter, if you want to change it to sitting, you just pull the legs off and, you know, kind of move apart and you can have him sitting. You have to totally rebuild. And so that was a little annoying. Also, there's not a whole lot of movement. The head just goes from side to side and the arms go up and down. The legs do not move at all. The ears, there's a little bit of movement, but not very much. It's really meant for display. You can open the mouth a little bit. We have the 3D glasses as an accessory. And then there's also like a little water spot piece that you can put on the back if you want. But I think I'll leave it in the standing position. I think that's the cutest. But all in all, it was a quick build. I do like the way that it looks. I also like this new piece. And I'll show a close-up of it. But it's kind of a tile, but it has like a little swoop. So I'll show a close-up of it. And then, let's see. So there is Gizmo from the back. So like I said, all in all, a very cute set. Definitely ticks that nostalgia vibe for me, having been a fan of the movie. So yeah, I mean, I really do like it. I just wish that it was easier to change it from standing to sitting, and maybe there was a little more movement. But also, one thing would have been cool would be to have a Santa hat. So was I right or was I right? Too darn cute. Adorable. But I mentioned in the review, which just for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. It's not a technical problem. That's just what I recorded. The review just ends with me talking about a Santa hat. So here's a picture from the movie, which I think would still be cute if we would have got a little Santa hat we could have put on Gizmo. Maybe you could find one at Michael's or something, who knows. But I mean, all in all, I think it's a great set. It's super adorable. Little chubby Gizmo, so cute. The only thing, like I mentioned in the review, is I wish it was a little more posable. I wish we didn't have to like completely rebuild the legs to have the sit down. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm just going to leave him in the standing mode. I think it's great. But let me know down in the comments, are you familiar with Gizmo? I think this movie came out in 1984. Let me know down in the comments if you are familiar with this movie, if it's one of your favorites. It came out in 1984. It's kind of a who's who of movie people. Steven Spielberg was an executive producer. Chris Columbus wrote the screenplay. He would go on to write Goonies and other screenplays as well. He would also go on to direct Home Alone, Mrs. Doubtfire, the first two Harry Potter movies. So, yes, it has a good pedigree. Also, Phoebe Cates was in it, and Corey Feldman, who was a staple of 80s movies. He was also in the Goonies, among other things. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a great movie. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if it's one of your favorites. I know it is one of mine. And also remember to like, share, subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Plus, we're trying to give away free Lego. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.